Yes, the 15th District Court is now in session. The Honorable Tamara A. Garwood presiding.
Thank you. All right, good morning, Ms. Stout. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm Magistrate Garwood. As I told you before, I'll be handling the arraignment for your case today. You are here today for AAPD 23-48141. Tell me your full and complete name for the record.
Vina Francine Stout.
Thank you. And Ms. Stout, before we get too far into your case, I do want to make you aware, first of all, that we are doing this by Zoom. If something happens that you can't see or hear me, let me know right away. Otherwise, I will assume your connection's working just fine.
Oh, yes.
Secondly, and you've already done that, so I know you're going to do that if something goes wrong. Secondly, the courthouse is closed to the public today. The public has the right to hear and see what's happening here in the courtroom, so our cases are being broadcast live on our YouTube channel. And when we're done here today, everything's going to come off of the YouTube channel. So I just want to make you aware of that, okay? You're fine. You are absolutely fine. Take a breath. Okay, we're going to proceed. So I'm going to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them to make investigation as to representation. You also have the right to a trial. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
Very good. So you've already met with counsel and he's going to represent you today. And then once I'm presented with an order to refer you to the local appointing authority, I will sign that order. So with that, we will proceed and we'll have appearances by counsel. We'll start with the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Londy for the people.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Qasim Bilbasi on behalf of Sheena Francis Stout, who is present by Zoom at the Washtenaw County Jail. Ms. Stout, can you go ahead and state your full name one more time for me?
Sheena Francis Stout. Francine Stout.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, we would waive any more formal readings and stand mute to the charges.
Thank you. And again, good morning to you, counsel. All right. So Ms. Stout, I'm not going to go through the details of the complaint with you because counsel has waived formal reading. So that means I'm not going to read all those charges to you. Well, if you stand mute today, that means you'll remain silent as to the charge. I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf, and I'm going to schedule you for your next court date. That is going to be a pretrial that will be in front of Judge Carey at the 15th District Court in downtown Ann Arbor. That will be November 15th at 9 a.m. You can participate remotely by Zoom, or you can physically come to the courthouse, whichever you prefer. You don't have to tell me now. We'll send you a notice to appear over to you at the jail, and then you will also receive information from the Public Defender's Office. Do you understand? Yes? Okay, you lost your voice. I cannot hear you. So take a breath.
Laryngitis.
Laryngitis,
Okay.
I think, Your Honor.
I believe that's right.
Okay. So we'll deal with that as best we can here. So we've told you your rights. We've given you the information necessary for your next court date. I've appointed an attorney to represent you. So the last thing we'll need to address in this case is bond. And there are two parts to bond. Bond conditions, those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a bond condition, you are subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own, or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions regarding bond or bond conditions, I will hear from the people if they wish to be heard. I will hear from your counsel on your behalf. I do want you to know, I did hear testimony from the Ann Arbor Police Department what allegedly took place on the day in question. I have a risk assessment done by Community Corrections. I also have a written request from law enforcement and the prosecutor, and I also have a copy of a register of actions for another case that you have. And so I'm going to advise you of this. I don't know if you already know this or not. You have a case that's 232-02830M, and that is out of the 14A2 District Court, and it is a misdemeanor case. It looks like it's in front of Judge Freshour, and on that case, you are in warrant status. So, and there is there's $100 bond, cash or surety. So for that case, you'll be held unless you post that bond, and you'll be seen by the magistrate on Monday on that case. So regardless of what I do, unless you post $100 bond on that case, you'll remain in jail until tomorrow. So I'm just making you aware of that. So with that information, we will hear from Ms. Lundy, and then we will hear from your counsel, Mr. Belbasi.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people, I'm sorry.
Ms. Lundy, you're raising your hand. Do you have a question?
Yes. What is the $100 bond? What, I'm confused. What is that? Is it?
So
Is that about this that I'm in here for now?
I got you. Hold on. Let me answer your question, okay? So the case that we're taking care of right now is a domestic violence charge. That's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
However, regardless of what happens today, you're gonna stay in jail tonight, and tomorrow you're gonna see Magistrate Fink on this other case. It's a public intoxication case, and you have a warrant. So you must not have come to court.
What is that? I've never got no mail, never got nothing given to me, never got nothing served to me about no jail court.
Yeah, so it's not my case. So all I can tell you,
Can I
all I
talk?
can tell you, I'm
Ma'am,
trying to answer your questions.
Ms. Stout, Ms. Stout, please listen. Just listen at this time.
thank you, sorry.
So when you ask me a question, I'm always gonna try to answer it, but if you keep asking more questions, then you're never gonna get your answer to the first question. So I know you're anxious, I know you have a lot of questions, so let me try and answer them one at a time, okay? So this is a separate case today that we're taking care of, right? So it's a new case, a domestic violence case. This old case is from April of 2023, and it's a single charge of public intoxication. Those are the details I know about it. I know approximately when, and I know what the charge is. And the address that the court has for that case is an address in Garden City. And it looks like they sent you a variety of notices to appear, and it looks like you didn't come to court, so that's why you have a bench warrant. And if you pay $100 cash or surety bond, you can get out on that case. If you can't pay that, then you'll see the judge on Monday. It's one more night, unfortunately, that you'll have to spend in jail. So that answers those questions. So now we're gonna go back to this. You have another question? Go ahead.
They told Trinity and it's Lanny, my father died of a massive heart attack. And that day, that's why I was intoxicated.
It's okay, Ms. Stout, you don't need to say anything about what happened. I got you.
Yeah, you'll address that tomorrow with the magistrate, okay?
Don't worry too much about it. Just calm down. We're gonna get you through it,
We're
okay?
just making you aware that if you pay $100, you can get out of jail tonight. If you can't pay that $100, then you're gonna be in jail, and tomorrow afternoon you'll see the magistrate. Unfortunately, it's one more day in jail, but it's not my case, so I can't take care of it today. Okay. Do you have any more questions?
We'll get you taken care of, Ms. Stout.
Do you have any more questions before we let Ms. Lundy talk? Okay, and we'll come back at the end and we'll ask if you have more questions. Ms. Lundy?
Thank you, Your Honor. The court has already stated this is a domestic violence case, and of course, the most important piece for the people is that the defendant abide by a no contact order. The court's already noted that there was an outstanding bench warrant for failure to appear. That is of concern to the people. And I'll also let the court know, and I'll say for the record, the defendant appears to have 6 out of county holds. So I'm not sure, even if she is released on these cases, whether or not they're going to come get her on those holds or not, but it is possible. So that is the most important thing. It appeared to the people that both the defendant and the victim in this case were residing at the Delana shelter. So there was not a no-go-to requested, because I'm not sure if that's current information or old information. However, I would just ask for the no contact order and standard bond conditions, no alcohol, all of those sorts of things.
Thank you. Mr. Bovesi?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. At this time, we will be requesting a PR bond. My client wants me to request a PR bond for her so that if she does get out, she can be, she's possibly looking to be released to treatment. She tells me she's working with CMH. She's got, you know, her Kenya at the Delana Center is her caseworker. She's been working closely with her. You know, she's got some mental issues right now that she needs to work out. So we would just ask for a PR bond in this case, Your Honor. Since she's not going anywhere today, we don't want this case to hold her if she gets a PR tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. So this is, are you ready, Ms. Stout? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on your own personal recognizance. Oh, there's something you need to say? I can't hear you. One more minute.
Want to drink some water? Okay, I'm sorry. I can hear.
Okay. So I'm going to release you on your own personal recognizance. You don't have to post a bond today. It's your responsibility to return to court on the date and time set. Again, you're going to stay in jail tonight unless you can post a $100 bond on your other case. I'm going to set the following bond conditions for you. It's important that you understand these bond conditions and follow the bond conditions. If you fail to do so, you're going to end up back in custody, and at that point you'll have a $5,000 bond. Do you understand?
Yeah, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. These are your bond conditions. They are not in the order of importance. They're just in the order listed on the form I'm going to read from. You will be required to have standard supervision with our community corrections department. That will include drug and alcohol testing. Upon your release from jail, you will have to go see them. You have to bring photo ID. If you don't have photo ID, you can get a copy of your booking photos. And then there's a $12 fee each time you go for testing. If you don't have the $12, you still have to appear.
No,
Next, you are now to, you have a question?
sorry. Now, I bring $12 with me. I pay the $100 to get bonded out. Bring $12 with me for the drug test. And I have my ID. That's all I need, correct? Every time for the drug test. I need ID $12, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Sorry.
You're fine. That's across the parking lot from where you are now. They are closed on the weekends, but they'll be open tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Your next condition, you are not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, illegal drugs, or marijuana. You are not allowed to leave the state of Michigan without prior permission of the court. You're not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, or dangerous weapons, or anything that can be fashioned into a dangerous weapon. You are not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. Do you understand your conditions so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are to have no contact with Cedric Green. When I say no contact, do not have or attempt to have direct or indirect contact with that individual, in person or through others. No telephone, email, texting, internet, social media, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook. You can't direct other people to be in touch with him on your behalf. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You are not to go to Mr. Green's residence. If he's working, you're not to go to his place of employment. If he's in school, you can't go to where he goes to school. And if he regularly attends a house of worship, you can't go there either. Whether he is present or not, I don't want you in any of those locations. Do you understand? Yes, you have a question?
Yes. What happens if I'm at a grocery store and he's at the grocery store
You
and I
have to leave.
follow him?
You have to leave.
You walk out, you go.
All right,
You
great.
leave your
Yes,
place.
Your Honor, I understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
So you understand that condition of where you can't be?
Yes. If I am a resident at the address I have, I have a question for my lawyer when I'm done with this. Can I ask him at a breakout room after court? I have a question for my lawyer, or do I ask you the question now?
We can meet with you. We can meet with you later on.
Thank you. I have one more questions for you.
Okay.
I understand everything.
It will not be in a breakout room, but someone will reach out to you.
I have questions right after this court about some questions of what she's saying. And I don't want to hold up her time because there's other people behind me.
So what are your questions? I'm giving you the bond conditions.
My
If you
question
don't
is-
understand, you want to do it now.
My question is, you said we both live at the same residence. We do not live at the same residence.
I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't
I'm
say
trying to, I have a question. We both have the same address on our ID. Now, he has a prior family somewhere else. I will not go there. I will stay in Ann Arbor. He stays in Ipsy. Is how I'm trying to help you make this no contact order. I will not go to Ypsilanti till I will not run into him. If I stay at my address at 312, my home, if I stay at my home on my address, since I have no alive family to resign at, I will stay in Ann Arbor and I will follow through with this court order of no contact order. I understand I cannot have, if I go to the Delana Center and he shows up, I will leave. I will stay in the building. I will not walk out the door. If he's on the property or if he's at the Delana Center, I will be on the second floor. He can't come up to me. There's no way I will have no contact with this individual if you do not want me to. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, I want to clarify. I'm not telling you you can't go to Ipsy.
I had no reason to. So I had no.
That's your choice.
Our past.
That's your
not
choice.
yours.
If he's at the Delana Center,
I will
If
go on
he's
the
in-
second floor and he will handle his business and I will be on a resident because I'm a resident. He's not. He can be on the property, but he cannot go to the second floor. So I will be on the second floor. If he comes to the building, I will not leave. I will exit the second floor so he can see me. He may leave or I will get off the property.
Okay,
But I have a
Ms.
boot
Stout?
on it.
Ms. Stout, that's fine. We understand.
All right,
The-
thank you.
It's for you to make no contact. As long as you
Yes.
follow the no contact order to the best of your ability, we should be fine.
Thank you, thank you. I know
Yep,
I don't want to mispronounce your name. Thank you.
You're welcome.
all right, we're continuing on for the rest of your bond conditions. You're not to violate any criminal law. You're required to appear for any and all court hearings and other places as directed by the court. All of your conditions, they will exist whether you're in custody or out of custody, and they remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. It's important, Ms. Stout, that you follow these conditions. I'm not gonna go back over them. I'm not gonna have more questions with you. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think at this point that's appropriate. But if you see him, you're going the other way.
Yes,
That's what you need to remember. Ann Arbor is a small little town when you make it a small little town. So you are all set. You can stand up and go to the door, and the jail staff will get your paperwork to you shortly. And if you want to post that bond, you can do that at any point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think the company me. I don't know how to get out. Can I turn around?
Let me just squeeze him around. I'll push you out. Nope, you're good.
My mom is like born and he was sliding around, playing with her. I love that animal thing. I don't want to. Thank you.